All right, so you know how much people love to debate, like, who would win in a fight?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
Well, today we're diving into one that just keeps coming up. Could Bruce Lee, the legend himself, could he actually take on two opponents at once?
Two at once.
Wow. And not just any two. We're talking about those twin villains from Kiss of the Dragon.
Oh, okay. I know who you mean.
Those guys, right? They had the crazy synchronized moves, totally intimidating.
Yeah, they definitely had a unique style, worked together really well.
Exactly. So we dug up this analysis that breaks down this fight, like really gets into the nitty-gritty. And it's not just about like who's stronger or tougher.
Oh, interesting.
It digs into like fighting styles, strategy.
Yeah.
You know, like could Bruce Lee's speed really overcome being outnumbered 2-1?
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
It totally does. So the analysis, it points out how those twins were actually super strong in their own right.
Where you couldn't underestimate them.
No way. It's like if they were just some random goons. They were coordinated, they used their size, they worked as a team, and they just overwhelmed people, right?
Yeah, they had that whole tag team thing down.
Exactly, like a two-man wrecking crew.
Yeah.
So does this analysis say, like, do they think those guys would actually give Bruce Lee a run for his money?
Well, I mean, that'd definitely be a serious challenge, no doubt. But, we are talking about Bruce Lee here.
We are.
Right. And he was more than just raw power. It was his speed, his ability to adapt, and, of course, his signature fighting style, Jeet Kune Do.
Oh, yeah, Jeet Kune Do. I remember watching those Bruce Lee movies and just thinking, how is he moving so fast? Like, is he bending time or something?
It's just that good.
But for those of us who aren't martial arts masters, what is Jeet Kune Do exactly?
Yeah.
And how would it, like, actually help in a 2-on-1 situation?
Right. So Jeet Kune Do, it's all about being efficient and using your opponent's energy against them. It's fluid, it's intercepting, it's turning defense into offense, like, instantly. Imagine, like, one of the twins throws a punch, right? Bruce Lee, instead of just blocking it, he might redirect that force, use their momentum to open up a chance to hit the other twin.
Whoa.
And in a 2-on-1 fight, that kind of adaptability is a game changer.
So it's not about blocking punches. It's about, like, turning their attack into your attack.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, so this analysis, it also mentions how Bruce Lee could practically read his opponent's minds, like predict their moves before they happened.
Yeah, he was known for that incredible awareness.
So wouldn't that mean the twins' teamwork, like all their fancy moves, wouldn't it actually become predictable after a while? Like something Bruce Lee could exploit?
That's a great point. And actually, the analysis does point out a potential weakness in the twin style. They can become predictable because they rely so much on these preset patterns, these combinations.
Oh, so it's like their strength is also their weakness.
Exactly.
That's so interesting.
Well, their coordination is a huge asset. Bruce Lee, with his ability to adapt and read his opponents, he could disrupt their rhythm. And you know what? He could exploit those little gaps in their teamwork.
Okay, so not only could he use their energy against them, but he could use their teamwork against them too.
You got it.
That's wild. But there's another thing this analysis highlights. Bruce Lee's crazy stamina and like how precise his strikes were.
Oh, absolutely. Key elements of his success.
But could he really keep that up, when he's fighting TWO guys?
Yeah.
Wouldn't he tire out?
Well, Bruce Lee, he was famous for his conditioning. He trained constantly. Remember, the analysis emphasizes his focus on precise strikes, not wasting energy on big, wild swings. Each hit was targeted, meant to inflict maximum damage and wear the twins down. Efficient, just like Jeet Kune Do.
So just to recap, he'd be using their energy against them, exploiting those predictable moves, and be landing perfectly placed hits to tire them out.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Sounds like a pretty good recipe for victory to me.
And, looking at the bigger picture, the analysis's conclusion that Bruce Lee would win, it really makes sense. It's like a classic example of skill and strategy beating just raw power.
That's awesome. So this has been a mind-blowing deep dive into whether Bruce Lee could take on those Kiss of the Dragon twins.
Definitely a fun one.
But one thing, the analysis, it really focused on hand-to-hand combat. What if things got a little more complicated? What if those twins decided, hey, let's use weapons, or let's use the environment to our advantage?
Ooh, that changed things.
Right. So that's something to think about. Could Bruce Lee still come out on top if the fight got a little less straightforward? It's something to ponder. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you in the next one.
See you then.